All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Elite 100. The energy is high. I'm sure everybody here is just absolutely buzzing from this past week. And boy, what a you want to talk about, Phil and I were chatting earlier about like creating something and knowing what you're creating, but not knowing what you don't know. Man, there's no way I could have predicted the love, the friendships, the family, the energy, the people that we're attracting. Even though I had a pretty big idea of what we were going to do, this past week was just absolutely amazing. So I'm sure we have a bunch of wins, but before we do that, who would love to read the mastermind principles to kick us off?
I got them ready, Brian.
Oh, look at a bunch of hands. I love it.
That's a first. There we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Greg.
All right. Hold on, my screen is in the way. All right. I release myself to the mastermind because I am strong when I have others to help me. I believe the combined intelligence of the mastermind creates a wisdom far beyond my own. I understand that I will more easily create positive results in my life when I am open to looking at myself, my problems and opportunities from another's point of view. I decide to release my desire totally and trust to the mastermind, and I am open to accepting new possibilities. I forgive myself for mistakes I have made. I also forgive others who have hurt me in the past, so I can move into the future with a clean slate. I ask the mastermind to hear what I really want, my goals, my dreams, and my desires, and I hear my mastermind partners supporting me in my fulfillment. I accept. I know, relax, and accept, believing that the working power of the mastermind will respond to my every need. I am grateful knowing this is so. Dedication and covenant. I now have a covenant in which it is agreed that the mastermind shall supply me with an abundance of all things necessary to live a success-filled and happy life. I dedicate myself to be of maximum service to the world and my fellow human beings, to live in a manner that will set the highest example for others to follow, and to remain an open channel of God's will. I go forth with a spirit of enthusiasm, excitement, and expectancy.
Awesome. Thank you for that, brother. Way to kick us off. And who has a couple of wins that they want to share? I'm sure we all have a few.
Everybody should.
All right.
First and foremost, grateful and very blessed spending a few days with you guys. It was an incredible experience. Every single one added so much to our lives that we can't be any more blessed. Last week, before we came to the thing, we got our daughter engaged. We got our youngest kid in our family baptized. A huge party at our house. Things are, thank God, incredible.
I love it. I can feel the energy.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
I think that, yeah, you're right, Brian. We all have huge wins, and probably, the biggest win was being able to, again, reconnect with all of us that have been in the group, and then being able to spend time, with the new members like Chris and Corbin, Evan, Ivan. I mean, I'm probably missing a couple, but it was walking out of there. And I know we had this feeling back in either January or February. We all 100% had that feeling, faith, belief that this group is going to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just so grateful that we are connected with spirit first. And that's what leads this group. And I'm in gratitude for this group. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting there and I was like, this is just amazing. How do we get involved with this? And then I stopped and was like, we manifested this as we all. And coming out of this, that's probably one of the most exciting statements that was made over the weekend to me was Josiah said, who would like to see this group explode to really find more people that were passionate to make a difference in this world? And it's happening. It's going to happen. And I'm just grateful for all of you.
I love that. And it's now more than ever. I agree with you too. It's like this group is changing the world. It's not going to change. We're doing things right now. You think about Ara's initiative to revive Armenia. You listen to Ivan, who's already doing it on a global scale. And then all of us that are looking to get the billionaire status just so we can impact the world. There's no question that this group over time will do global initiatives that leave legacy and impact for sure. So I couldn't agree more. Greg, what about you?
Something really cool happened after the retreat. So it's kind of a little tradition that we've done well, actually, this is the second time now, but Matt, Yun, and Liz and I all kind of went out after. And there's two things that I witnessed that were just in direct proportion to the vibration that we were like just at. So we were in the boot store. If you don't know the boot store the boot barn downtown in Nashville, the Yun was able to bless somebody with gifting her of $100 towards a pair of boots. And so that was like, just to witness that was awesome. Just to be like, wow, that's just in the moment, right, Yun? And so that was beautiful. And then what happened, we went to downtown in the park there. There's a huge park in Nashville. And I was meditating. I think Matt was meditating. Liz and Yun were in a deep conversation. And this little boy came up to Matt and Yun and just was like a God presence with Yun and Matt.
Liz, by the way, Greg, it was just Liz and I.
Liz and Yun, yeah, we were chatting. That little boy came up to you guys, was speaking Spanish. And it was just like a God, you can elaborate, but it was just, I felt that just the energy in that park as we were just all there, just kind of just vibrating from the weekend. It was amazing. So that was a huge, just the energy from that was amazing. So
I love it. I can feel your energy, brother. It's hard to put words to it sometimes, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Mr. Gold, what about you, brother?
So I got invited to go see my mentor, Kevin Trudeau, KT, at his first event in like 10 years. So I get to go see him this weekend. And I've been studying this guy, immersed in his content for 5 years now, and seeing him in live in person, I feel like very, very giddy. And it's like seeing this person that I've listened to for so long, and I'll get to meet him this weekend. So I'm so pumped for that.
I love that. And you should, I would suggest you shift that feeling, because there's a lot of people all over the world that have that same feeling with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're in your own skin, so you don't probably understand that or realize it. But I know you've felt it before. People come to you in the airport or something, recognize you from all over the world, right? So it's the same way you feel about him. There's probably a few 100,000 people around the world that feel the same way about meeting you. You know, so cool. Corbin, what's up, brother?
Well, we're at Orange Comet, we're manifesting some amazing things. We're about to sign possibly the biggest sports star in the world, and the biggest music studio in the world. So those are some awesome things. But for me, the biggest thing was I've been going to masterminds for a long time. I'm in some great masterminds, but I've never been to a mastermind where I developed such personal connections with people so quickly. And that was really the highlight for me for the weekend. Was everybody kind of welcomed me into the family, and just kind of cut business got out of the way, and people got excited about what I was doing, and that felt great. But then it was all about the personal connections, and I just I want to thank everybody for that, because it is different than any other mastermind that I've ever been a part of.
I receive and appreciate that, brother. We definitely from the get-go wanted to create something that didn't exist. And the fact that we're centered in mindset and studying theology and science and metaphysics and quantum mechanics, we attract a lot of philanthropists. We attract people that are open-minded, and we do a lot of business too. That's kind of a common thing in mastermind groups. But the reason why we're calling this the Elite 100 and capping it at 100 is for that reason. We don't want it to be thousands of people. I think you end up losing that connectivity. Yeah. And I'm glad that you're saying that, because that's exactly what Phil and I intended to create when we started. It's something that didn't exist. So appreciate that. Yun?
Wow. So first and foremost, you guys probably can all feel my love and gratitude, but I just wanted to expand on what Greg was saying as far as the story is concerned. First, I love you all so much. But Liz and I were in the park, and Liz was actually sharing a story, a point in her life that was very, very difficult for her, and talking about how that was one of the turning points that life was happening for her. And no lie, like in those words, and this is exactly where, guys, it's all energy, right? This little boy who is less than 3 years old walks up to us, can barely speak any language at that, let alone not really English. And he comes over and says exactly what came out of Liz's mouth 5 seconds ago.
Wow.
Liz literally said, do not call mom. Call my dad, because my mom can't handle this right now. The little boy, 30 seconds, right? Less than 30 seconds later, walks over. Do not call mom.
Whoa. Wow.
Jesus.
And I just wanted to share with you the impact. And that's literally is being aware, right? Increasing your levels of vibration to become more aware, because that's what this entire life journey is about, right? The universe is always, always, always speaking to us.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Thank
Well,
you for
thanks for
sharing
sharing
that
that.
story.
No, absolutely. And thanks guys for getting us going here. So I do want to spend a little time in reflection as well before we get into some content. And we're going through the book, God Works Through You. We started on the first chapter live at the event, but we're going to continue doing that until we get through it. So that'll be sort of the base content that we're working through and masterminding through. But I do want to kind of see from each of you here, you know, what were some of the highlights, right? We have one of the things we try to do is create some networking space, right? That 4-hour event at the end where it's just getting to know each other, longer breakfasts, longer lunches, things like that. So you guys can actually spend time with each other. Is that something that y'all found value in?
Super valuable.
Super. Hi, man.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Good
That's one thing
afternoon.
we did very intentionally is created some networking space. I heard from a few of you, when, when we did the reading and the content, we only did it once, but a few of you said, geez, we should do that every day when we open up. Is that, you guys agree that, yeah, because we did that the last time and I kind of forgot. And it's a good way to set the intention. So I think we're on the same page there. One thing new that we did this time was we brought in sort of outside, I mean, Dave's a member now, but I had talked to him before anyway, doing like sort of advanced trainings from industry experts. So Dave and Rudy, right? And even Ivan with his piece, those are kind of what I look at as like vertical trainings. Dave was in professional public speaking. Rudy was in marketing. Ivan was in family office. Did you guys find a lot of value in that?
Very valuable.
So that's something we want to keep. I honestly think we have the sauce, and be open and honest too. If there's something that you didn't find value in, don't be afraid, because this is how we grow and this is how we dial this stuff in. What about the meditations with Josiah? A lot of thumbs up there. Okay, because those are something we could do a little bit each day and one longer one. And then obviously hot seats. I think you guys. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
Sorry, Ryan. I think we can do without lying on the floor. Everything else was fine.
We need some cots, huh? Obviously the hot seats.
Needed that nap.
I know I needed that.
Brian, one thing I'd like for us to consider to maybe to do
Sure.
Is 3 things. One is maybe each person we can give a little bit more feedback. Like I think to me, if we knew where everybody wants to go, let's just say somebody wants to make 10 million next year, so we know their vision of where they want. And then number 2, what are their 3 biggest challenges? Maybe it's marketing, maybe it's sales, maybe it's building their team. And then we could take some time and suggest or build value for that person so that we can give them what they're missing in their business. I think would be very powerful if we could add that twist to it.
So we are on the exact same page. And my daughter Madison actually brought this up. She says at the beginning, when we do our intro, why don't we go around the room, just like maybe 5 minutes each? What is your goal and what are you looking to get out of this? And she also added something. We're on the same exact page. Because that way through the whole week, we'll all know each other's intentions. My biggest thing here, I really want to crack the code on marketing or speaking or whatever it is. Could be revenue streams. But then she went one step further to say, state your goal, like my goal of 21 billion, right? And then have all you guys look at me like I'm already there all week long. Talk to me like that, act to me like that. Say, listen, I got this $5 billion deal. Can you kick in 5 billion on this deal? Like, let's treat each other all week and act as if we've already hit those goals, like all week long, address each other that way. I thought that was brilliant. So I think that's in line with what you're saying. Let's have a moment in the beginning to find out what people are looking for out of this event and how we can help. So
when I was in Dan Kennedy's mastermind, he did a really cool thing that we could consider. each one of us has a very special strategy or a resource or a go-to person.
Mhm.
And what he did is he would do a contest. And so me and my partner Dustin, we get all like, here was our best marketing flyer. So we bring in the marketing flyer, we would go over it and we would tell people the exact results, because we could get like 20 best tactics that each one of us doing, or best resources. That could be one. And then number two, on the marketers cruise, they do this thing called tips, tricks, and resources, where each person comes up there and shares with them, one resource or one tip that they do. That way we can leave with 25 amazing strategies.
Okay, I see what you're saying there. Like you guys probably saw in the chat that Michael said, "Hey guys, you might want to take a look at Coinbase, and you might want to use FTX." So that would be like a crypto life hack, right? So things like that, yeah. Okay, we can definitely do that. Tips and life hacks.
I love that.
Dig it. Good suggestion. And then what about the fun activities, the riverboat, and I think I guess that would be the fun activity. And then going out at night. Obviously, you guys all enjoy that stuff. Perfect.
The only thing I would say on that was maybe a place where it's less loud, so the conversations can happen a little bit more. Like at social, I was like yelling to have a conversation almost. That's
you mean
if I'm being
in the rooftop event, it was a little loud?
You let me know.
Yeah, so just having conversation with each other was a little bit loud. Like I'm saying, I'm being super nitpicky.
As well.
No, that's good to know. It's good to know.
Look, I think that the place that we went together, the Saturday night, that was calm enough to have a conversation, right?
Yeah, like the restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, the riverboat thing. Yeah. Oh no, the restaurant. Yeah, I see. But we can definitely, because we did want to do that. And Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we knew that rooftop was going to be that loud. I think we thought we were going to have most of it to ourselves. It was a bigger venue than I thought. So, but I think the intention was to have a place to ourselves to network for like 4 hours. So we'll definitely look at that. Well, awesome,
one other thing, Brian, can we basically do like speed JV networking? What I always did is I lined up each person, and then we get 5 minutes with each person to figure out how can we joint venture or how can we build value. And then we just boom, go through the list, because that way we get a chance to meet each person. And then real quickly, hey, what do you need? How can we do business together? And then go to the next person.
Yeah, we did that at my event. It's like speed dating, but I would stand up, say my goal, 4 people at the table, be like, hey, I can help you with this. I go to the next table. And Bob did that at the Matrix.
That's called the snap networking. We'll do some version of that. Either because I did it, Dave, what you're talking about. We did that at the BA, and Luke, what you're talking about, I did that with Bob. I think
Ray hosted one at one of the masterminds we were just at.
Yeah, I think that the snap networking that Bob did is more effective. But we'll do something. We'll do something for sure. Hey guys, Kerry's going to put in the chat a link to a feedback form. Please take some time to fill that out and submit that, because like I said, we want to make this thing better and better and better and better. We do have the next date for the next event, and it is January 18th through the 22nd. We'll be a bigger group by then, so we'll probably use more of the 18th and the 22nd with hot seats and content. We're going to be probably twice the size by then, if I'm guessing correctly. We have a lot of energy and momentum right now, so that's if you guys can block that out, January 18th to the 22nd. We're looking to do it in Puerto Rico. We're going to head down and hang out with Ivan, check out the lay of the land, see if it looks good. But that's what we're.
You got your wish. Look at that.
So Ivan, thank you for offering to host us and to have us come down with you and Bella and hang out for a minute. So my job is tough.
After this call, so it's gonna be real, Ivan. You're getting us.
Yeah, it will be amazing.
What city?
The entire island.
Well, that's what we're gonna go check out. We're gonna go check out like what's around, and Laura and I are gonna go down and do. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. So we're gonna do some recon with Ivan and Bella.
Which city is it, Ivan? Carrie was asking me this morning.
What city I am? I am in Rio Grande.
Okay, thank you.
Is that close to Luquillo?
That's very close to Luquillo, yes, my friend. And the airport is 25 minutes away, Laura.
Perfect.
Brian, I was going to volunteer for that, exploration thing.
The
but
recon.
you beat me to it. One thing that I do ask that might have helped us a little better in Tennessee, in Nashville. I mean, Brenda and I have been there, so it was a little more easier for us to know where to go and where not to go. Puerto Rico or other places that not everybody is an
No,
expert.
we will have a
Yeah.
list of preferred places for sure, especially when we go out of the United States. Val did that a little bit in the group this time. Hey, here's 4 or 5 places that are recommended, but certainly going to like Puerto Rico or something, we'll have some do's and don'ts, and we'll get that out to you. Obviously we're getting better and better at this, and that's why we're telling you guys now. Like, we're planning starting now. We're not waiting to 2 months before, so that we can iron all this stuff out and just make it an amazing experience for everybody. So,
Hey, Brian, can I recommend something?
Sure.
One of the things, I grew up in a Christian school, but really never did any philanthropy work. But what I did a couple of years ago, I went to an orphanage and was able to bring shoes and bring gifts. And I also went to Dominican Republic to what's his name's charity and do that. So that was a great experience of opening up the givingness. So I'm not sure if we can maybe one day go over, create a bunch of things, bring some things, and go to an orphanage or something.
Yeah, no,
as a
I know
way to give
exactly what you're
back.
talking about. I've done things like that before too. We can certainly look into the area, what they need, and how we can help, and maybe take a day or a half day, or maybe it's a day before for those that are interested that can come down.
Yeah.
And we used to roll up our sleeves and go to work. I've
Yep.
done a few trips like that, and one of my network marketing companies, and very rewarding.
And
Yeah, I
Puerto
mean, in
Rico
fact-
Puerto Rico is full of that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I had the opportunity. I was in Colombia and I went to go there, and I never forget, like, what am I supposed to bring? It was like their Christmas day. So I got all these planes and all this stuff. I never forget, I meditated on it, and it was like, just bring love. And I was like, okay, I didn't know what that meant. But when I walked up there, all these kids ran out and they were jumping on me, and I picked them up, and they wouldn't let me put them down because nobody gave them love or attention. So literally I went there and played basketball with them, made baseball. So you're right, we can go there and do that. And it's so sad that these poor kids don't understand why their parents don't love them. So we could go there, bring some things, give them some love, to open that energy up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, great idea. Great idea. I think we could definitely do something like that, especially in Puerto Rico. So dig it. All right, guys, I want you to take 5 minutes right now. Take out your notepad. We're in a really good energy here. I want you to think of like 1 to 3 people that you know in your network that you look up to that might be good Elite 100 members. Like we're at a point now, we don't advertise this. This grows organically, but it's easy to just go day after day, week after week, and not really think about it. I want you guys to all just take 5 minutes right down and think about who's the best of the best in your network at whatever. Maybe it's real estate, maybe it's philanthropy, maybe it's it could be anything. We don't have any professional athletes in yet, or we don't have any actors or celebrities, just different diversification, right? And I want you to just take a couple of minutes to think about, while we're in high energy, who do you know that could bring a ton of value to the elite for whatever reason that is? Give you guys a couple minutes.